to enhance our safety in this country.
Okay.
The government standpoint, I can't speak to that. I don't work for the government sector, but I also believe that when government harness the power of technology, we are going to see significant.
Okay, so I get what you've said now. Yeah.
In security, putting a light on property.
Okay. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to other things that we're talking. Interesting. AI, fintech, climate tech, creator tools, gaming tools, and all that. What three do you think have the most Nigerian DNA in your experience, and why?
All right. Interestingly, AI number one. It will interest you to know that more than 70% of Nigerians are currently using AI right now, and majority of they are using AI for business, for work, not for personal usage.
Yeah.
I mean, we did our report last year, December, on how AI has improved and the adoption rate. So majority of Nigerians right now, they are at the forefront of using AI to better themselves, to get more understanding, to get more knowledge, or even to revamp and also refine the way it's currently perceived outside. So I think AI is at the forefront of that. Very close to that is going to be automation. Now, I'm going to be when you put AI on in its own will not necessarily give you the necessary output for you to run your business properly. Now, but if you combine the power of AI in technology, right, they are powerful forces that can push your business forward. So I think AI number one, automation number two, and I also think now we have things, they also come in very closely. And at the basic of all of those things is the awareness that cybersecurity is very important, data protection is very important, and is also very important. So whether you're using AI, automation tools, they need to have those key features for cybersecurity, data protection, and compliance.
Kenny, let me make a technical request now.
Yes.
You'll be shocked. Can you please put on your camera so that people will see you? The people who are program on YouTube want to see who is talking, and your camera is not on. Beautiful. That's my technical request. Okay, beautiful. Me too. I want to see you. Yes, I can see you now. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, everyone is talking about AI, and you placed that as the first one. But what's one AI use that can make actual sense to, let's say, a 19-year-old chap in Lagos with just a smartphone plus data, no laptop and all that? What kind of tools can they use, these AI tools that will make sense to them and will help them advance whatever they want to be in life? It will help them advance, because right now when you talk laptop, you talk phone, you talk data, you talk internet, so many young people may go into things that are not really as good as we would want them to do. So what AI tool can make so much sense for a young person living in Lagos with just a phone and data?
All right.
Maybe not one. Maybe
that's a very
many. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe that's a very tricky question, but let me respond to it this way. The AI is not your concern. It is the usage of the platform.
Okay.
Right. So there are generative AI. There are lots of AI platform around the world right now. Video editing. We have AI now to compose music, to rewind music. We have AI to write email, to write essays, script writing. So it depends on what you are trying to do. Now, if I am trying to get more knowledge and do more research, I'll probably look at a particular AI to give me insight and also probably help me formulate your proposal properly. So that is one. Also, when it comes to business context, where can I get research on this particular business I'm going to get into? When I want to write a project now, is there a particular platform that can give me access to a lot of projects that I can go and study in a lesser time, right? That I will be more productive. So there is no particular one. It is the usage of.
So it depends on what you want. Okay. Yeah.
That really matters. And that is the mistake a lot of Nigerians and even young people around the world go to put things on the platform and then they just get the barest minimum. So the usage is what will inform the kind of output we'll get from those platforms.
Okay. So some people say even in technology or even now, Nigeria is left behind in a lot of things, technology wise. So what kind of technology would you want to see in Nigeria that you
Am
think?
I still audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yes, we can hear you. What type of technology would you want to see in Nigeria that you are skeptical that might not be able to enter Nigeria because of one thing or the other in your interaction with the rest of the world in your capacity? So what kind of technology would you want to see in Nigeria that may not come in the next maybe 3 years if something drastic is not done about it? Kenny, I said we could hear you, but right now I can't hear you. I seem to have lost contact with you. I hope that you can rejoin us and talk with us on this topic, because a lot of people are interested in what is going on in the country. If you're just joining us, we are talking tech trends, and we're here with Kehinde Ogundare. He's the Zoho Nigeria country manager. He's talking to us about tech trends and how we can take advantage of these. And the last question I asked him was for him to tell us what kind of technology he'd like to see in Nigeria that we may not have if something drastic is not done about it. And by saying something drastic, it may be by the government, it may also be by individuals, whatever that is. But we're hoping that whatever it is, whether it's individuals or the government, there should be a conducive environment that everybody can flourish in whatever it is that we're doing. So remember, Kehinde Ogundare is the Zoho Nigeria country manager, and he's talking to us on tech trends and opportunities therein. We sincerely apologize for that break in transmission there. We do hope that you can forgive us. But this is the Nigeria that we are right now. Kenny, sorry. I was asking you the kind of tech trends that you would like to see in Nigeria that we may not have if something drastic is not done about it. And then we went off. I was telling somebody that our network does xenophobia for us sometimes. So I knew you would laugh, Kenny. But okay, let's go back to what we were talking. What technology? What kind of technology do you think Nigeria really needs right now that may not come if we don't take real action about it?
Yes, thank you very much. I agree with you that technology needs to be improved upon. That's one of the major issues that we have in this country, because essentially right now in this new age and time, internet connectivity is the major part of our lives. I can't imagine my life without an internet.
Yeah.
Right. And you can imagine a lot of business owners that are also they are suffering and they are struggling to get reliable connectivity to run their business. I'm giving that it's a global market right now, right? And then moving on to technology, like the first part of that, we need to get our infrastructure very correctly. Number one is power supply.
Yeah.
Number two is the connectivity. When we have those things, there is a lot of opportunities. There will be avenues for you to think and innovate and create something that is reliable. Speaking about the next trend that we're like to see in Nigeria, I think Nigeria is doing really well, to be honest. I think I've spoken to a lot of young Nigerians. They are innovative, their imagination, and we are doing really, really well. But the major problem and the major challenge that we have in this country is going to be the infrastructure challenges that we have. So once we get the power sector right, once we get the connectivity right, youth will be able to sit down in school. They'll be able to do their project properly and give us innovative ideas. And Nigeria is already running the forefront of technology. We have homegrown technology company, fintech companies that are coming out of Nigeria right now, and they are doing extremely well on the global market. Now, Nigeria is going to be, in the next 20 years, we should be the best exports to the world, right? So government needs to look at that, empower our young people, do a lot of maybe public-private partnership, work with tech companies, innovations, and all of that to bring this technology to the general masses.
Okay. There was a very worrisome statement made by one of the fintech CEOs recently about technology in employability in Nigeria, and I want to pick your brain on this. He said that there are so many jobs, but some Nigerians, technology-wise, are not employable. So let me not even argue whether he said the truth or not, but empowering the people to be ready for the kind of tech trends that are still coming, because this is just a tip of the iceberg from what I have seen. Even my interaction with your company, I see that every year things are coming up, new things are coming up. So how do we get ourselves prepared for this technology boom that might be more than what we are experiencing right now in our country? What are some of the first things that we should be thinking about when we want to get ourselves prepared, like courses we need to read and all that?
All right. Thank you very much for asking that. And I think from the question itself, I think I have my response, which is we need to be prepared. And preparation is that we need to create programs, empowerment programs, and training activities. So in our company right now at Zoho Nigeria, we do a lot of trainings, especially for business owners, because we provide applications to run businesses. Now, businesses cannot, or if they don't have the knowledge or how they can benefit from the full usage of that software. Now, when it comes to the employability of Nigerian youths and Nigerians in general, I think it's also the responsibility of companies that have already attained a certain level of influence on the market to create programs, training programs, and then we can then now have a lot of pools of talent to pick from. So we cannot rely on the government alone to decide on what the future of this country should be. I think it's the responsibility of every individual, government agency, private agencies, people in our and create courses, create programs. And that's how we do a lot of training. We do the the trainer program in my own company to empower people. And by doing so, we are creating employability. We are increasing employability of the Nigerian youth. We all know that BSc and degree alone will not probably get you the job, right? So we need to be able to create and have skill sets that will make people employable in the market. So preparation, that is a lot of training, a lot of investment in training and educating our young Nigerian citizens to be more marketable.
Yeah, so we'll be training them on what? Because, for instance, everybody says coding. Yeah, you have to know coding and all that. Yeah, but in your company, I'm not sure everybody codes. And I'm sure that the people in your company, they look really good. So I'm sure you're paying them very well. So what are some of these jobs that people will neglect because they're thinking about coding and they leave this one with the experience in your company? What are the tech jobs that your company can pay well? I'm not saying it has to be your company anyway, but company like yours can pay well,
yes.
But Nigerian youths are largely ignoring.
The first thing is that the understanding of technology right now needs to change.
Yeah.
20 years ago, 15 years ago, when you had technology, the idea of a general person or a layman would be coding and programming language. That is not the case today. What I tell people is when I tell young people, they say, okay, what can they do in technology? And I will ask them, what field are you in currently? Even if you are a farmer, you are into agriculture, there is agri-tech right now. So which means you understand that field. All you just need to know is, are there tools that can help me improve on my current role? So whether I'm a farmer, you can do it on a larger scale with automation, with adoption of AI, data analysis, so in which area? Is it in fintech? Is it insurance? Is it manufacturing? So not everybody needs to be a coder or programmer. And I personally too, I also believe that programming language is getting to a point whereby it's not the major tech skills, because now people are vibe coding, right? So when you prompt a chat, an AI to give you a programming language, it can actually give you good scripts. Now we are going to no code, low code platform. That is because a business owner is not thinking about, okay, how do I create a software for myself? You should be able to use your imagination to drive something. So with a drag and drop feature on a low code, no code platform, people can build software. Right now, like I'm telling you, you will be able to build a website in less than 2 hours. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that's not the case.
Oh dear,
right?
that was something else.
So that's not the case. But right now, you can build a website in less than 2 hours. And there are a lot of platforms, even we have on our platform as well, that you can use to build a website in less than 2 hours, launch it, publish it, and it is working really fine. We talk about buying and selling. There are a lot of platforms that you can use to build an e-commerce platform. So your physical shop, a replica of this online. So you don't need a programming language to do all of these things. So even in your buying and selling, all you need to do is understand that, okay, what are the tools available for me to optimize my current process? And you will become a tech bro wherever you are.
I'd like to be that, even though I'm a BBC, born before computer, but I have to do that. Okay. Now, a lot of things I am asking you, you have already said them, but I need emphasis on them. That's why I'm asking you all over again. For instance, Nigerians have talent. There's so much talent in Nigeria, but sometimes we find out that from startup to let's say 100 million naira revenue generating company, somewhere between that, the company just dies. What are the reasons why startups are finding it difficult in Nigeria to survive?
That is a fantastic question. And recently, I even find myself on this particular topic. And what, from my research, from my engagement with a lot of business owners and business leaders in this country, is one factor: systems and structure. Systems and structure. A lot of companies that start, and it's a common knowledge that a lot of businesses, when they start, they die within 4 years.
Yeah.
And that is because when skilled to a certain level, the understanding of the business in the owner's head is no longer sufficient. And because they've not been able to put systems in place, they do not have structure to a point that they cannot sustain it. And people start employing more people, but the more people you employ, the more complex, the more problem you are, the more chaotic the business is. So the major problem that we have the major problem that we see with MSMEs trying to scale or be sustainable is that they lack structure and they lack system. And that is where you can use technology to create structure, and then by building a system for scalable business growth. If anybody is trying to grow business in this country, anywhere in the world today, it is important to put a structure in place and have a system that can grow with you as you scale up your business.
That system necessarily have to come from your brain.
No, it doesn't have to come from your brain. Essentially, so let me use an example of a business owner. I work in the business technology. Most of my use cases are going to be from business perspective.
Okay.
From business perspective, whether you are a one-man business or a 300-employee business, there are 5 fundamental things that you do every day. Number 1 is marketing. Number 1 is finance. Number 2 is finance. Number 3 is sales. Number 4 is human resources. And number 5 now is productivity and collaboration. So whether you are a one-man business At every point within your business, you will be the marketer, you will be the salesperson, you will be the finance person collecting payment. You also need to manage yourself, sending emails and collaboration as well. You need to collaborate with your external parties. Now, if you grow from a one-man business to a three-man business, it is easier for you to sit everybody in one room and talk to them. But then, the moment you grow into 15-man business, you cannot oversee the operations again, because the idea, by the time it gets to the fourth person, is going to be lost in transit. So that is where you have to have your structure in place. So as a businessman, that you are one person and you have a CRM tool, which is a customer relationship management tool in place, right? You've configured it in a way that you have a blueprint for your business. It is important for your business at that point. So when you add one more person, your structure and your system are already in place. They just join it, and then you can have an overview of what your business is doing. And I usually ask business owners, can you leave your business for 1 month without worrying at all? If the answer is no or maybe, that is a problem, because you should be able to run your business without you being physically present in your state or in your country for a minimum of 2 weeks. And then you come back, and then the system is still running for you. That is when you will know that business is scalable, because you've developed structures and you've put systems in place to help your business grow.
Kenny, let me go personal to you. With your company, before we go back to other things that we need to talk about, do you have an AI tool that can help me build a system that will make my business scalable in your company? Yes. I'm not talking about any other one.
Yes. At Zoho, we have our own AI, in-house AI. It's called Zoho Intelligence Assistant. And we've been developing this for the last 13 years. And the most important part about our own AI tool is that we have trained our own AI in business context. So as you're coming to us now, we need to understand your business, and our own AI, Zia, is going to help you grow that business, develop that business.
So I'll have to come to your office, or I can just click of the button away. Get that
click of the button away. I mean, we are cloud-based company, so just a normal Google search, Zoho Zia, we'll get you.
I knew that. Once I called Zoho, another ball game. Anyway, now you've mentioned some of the problems, or one of the problems, a major problem in Nigeria, which is power, and we need to get that right. Okay, what about effect? What about data costs? What about regulation? What kind of policies would you want to see that will be removed or added? Because some of these may be hurting the tech development in Nigeria. What are some of these policies that you would like to see put in place, and some of the ones that you will like removed? Because the regulation may be something that is holding them back. The effects, the data costs, and so many other things could be the reason that some of these things are failing, or these companies are failing. So what policies would you want to put in place?
All right. Thank you very much. I usually believe that governments, they are not the driver of innovation. Innovation will need to come from the private sector first, and then the government will now come to regularize it. So they are more of a regulatory bodies. Now, one of the problems that I see is the multiple taxation. That is the first problem that is killing business owners in this country.
Yeah.
You are doing your business, but then there are a lot of avenues. You pay this, you pay that, you pay a lot of taxes. And then again, there is not much education on what is right or wrong to do in this country. And because we change policy every now and then, it is very difficult to keep up.
Yeah.
So, and if you are a small business owner, you are trying to keep up with the policy trends in this country, it's a full job, right? But aside that, I think policies are not the problem, are not the major concern, or the limiting factor for this country. I also believe that regulations are in place to help the customers as well as the business people, to protect the customer's interest, which is what the government should do. So I think those policies are in to put checks and balance in place for doing business in this country. The fundamental thing that we need to address in this country is the knowledge gap, right? Whether there are some policies that impact my business, that is going to work for my business, we should be able to create awareness, very continuous education for businesses. Okay, this is what you have to do. The new tax system, does it work? right? How are we trying to impact or encourage people in the market or even in the corporate sector to understand the framework?
Yeah.
And transparency. Transparency is also very important. So when I know this is what I'm supposed to do, it is easier for me. And when I see what they are doing with it, it is easier for me to comply. So these are the things we.
Yeah, you've raised an issue about education and all that. It also boils down to mindset. So let me use your company now. You hired a Gen Z, for instance. Gen Z has talent. What's the difference
Yes.
between that Gen Z who can stay and thrive in your company and versus who quit in maybe 3 months? Because a lot of them are not patient enough. What kind of mindset shift would you want to be inculcated in this kind of education you're talking to give up? Because if we're talking education, it has to be all encompassing, but we need
Yes.
areas of concentration. Would it be? What kind of mindset do you want, especially our youths, to have, right? For them to be able to thrive, whether in business or in tech or anything that you want to do in life?
Inclusivity, that would be the word. In any organization today, we probably have minimum of 3 generations. You have the baby boomers, you have the millennials, and then you have the Gen Z. And I even heard that Gen Z now are doing their own internship. These are generations that they are completely different, right? Completely different. But inclusivity in the policies that we are making internally. Now, I have Gen Z on my team, and I've really enjoyed working with them. They've taught me some slang, some languages that that I now use. But a typical me, when I hear them say those things before, I'll be like, "What did you just say?" But because now I am more informed, I'm well informed. I now know that it's not just about the slang, it's their understanding. They bring a lot of innovations to the table.
Yeah.
There are some things that we struggle with, but then they've seen it, they know how to do it easily. And they also help us too, because even as a business owner, you are selling to different community, different generations. Also very important. So I think any businessman or even government in training, creating content for education, there should be inclusivity in what we are doing.
Okay.
Not just We don't just condemn them and say, okay, these guys are that, but they are fun to work with. They are fun to work with.
If
Once
they
you
stay, that's
understand.
what it is. Okay, if they stay, they are fun to work with. But a lot of them will just my mental health, they're gone.
Well, so I won't really blame them, because so far, when you look at the previous generation before this new generation, what we were taught is thought and perseverance, which eventually can brew into a very toxic environment, right? So what they are teaching the new employer or even the now is that if you don't treat me right, I am going to leave.
You do anyhow, you see anyhow.
So
Yeah.
exactly. So they will leave, and then that leaves you with one man show to be able to run your business. So what that is doing to our generation right now is understanding, okay, there is rights of speech, there is freedom of speech. So when you're creating policy internally, you find a way to create a balance. We were taught to work very, very hard. Your life depends on it. They don't care. That They are like, okay, if I lose this job, I'll get another one. It's not about their personal skills. So they bring a different perspective to this conversation. They bring a different way of life. So it's more of the when they challenge the status quo, that's when we are uncomfortable, right? But we have to get comfortable to be able to create improvement or have improvement in our.
Well, congratulations to you, and congratulations to these that are working with you. I think you have a very good crop of them because maybe, well, there are other incentives and all that, but that is good. I think that's a commendation for you. But let me make you a motivational speaker right now. What was the first tech skill you learned? Because now you are sitting there at the top of a very big, one of the biggest tech companies in the world right now. So what was the first tech skill you learned, and how did it take you to where you are now? Is it because you were better than everybody else, or what are the ingredients to making a great man like you, Kehinde?
Oh, that's if you say it that way. Well, I would say the first skill that I One of the driving factors for me today that has always been there is value. I'm more
Important,
value
very
driven.
important. Yeah. Yeah.
And I also maintain the opinion that money will chase after value. You cannot have money and then be looking for value.
Yeah.
You chase after value. So what you said, I think I started my career as a business analyst and data analyst back in about 12 to 13 years ago, right? So that is my introduction into the tech world. And then you're like, okay, oh, this is what we and then you take some programming language courses here and there, and then we are here today. But essentially, what has been driving me so far is how can I be better? How can I be able to the community that I serve? How can I bring more value to the country that I serve? Because I am a pro-Nigerian man.
Yeah.
I'm the Nigerian man to the core. How can I improve our status in this country? How can I help business owners? And that has also helped us at Zoho to be able to localize our products to speak Nigerian language, to speak to Nigerian owners and business owners in this country. So essentially, I think I am self-motivated, and also because when I see Nigeria grow and Nigeria prosper,
Yeah.
and Nigerian prospering in Nigeria, even anywhere in the world, as a Nigerian man, this is my priority. I've put my life mission to make your life a lot better. And I hope that we are doing that right now, because we are helping a lot of businesses do more business better.
I'm coming to that. What are the opportunities for our youth? Because anytime we're interviewing somebody, a big man like you, then we want to tap into that blessing. What kind of opportunities do the Nigerian youths have when they have a relationship with Zoho? What opportunities come with knowing Zoho?
The first thing is structure, right? When you come to Zoho, we help you structure your engagement, your life, your business, and a structured business, a label business, right? Even as an individual, when you look at our model operandi, what we do, how we create our software, from the CRM tool to the finance, the kind of you see will motivate you to want to do better, right? And then when you now speak to us internally, we understand what you currently do, and we give you information on how you can do it, and then give you the software to do it better. So when you encounter Zoho at any point in your business journey, we are bringing structure, we are bringing clarity, scalable to your business.
Okay, I'm trying to be as brief as possible so that we don't get caught up by time. But, you said something about automation. Automation is key. You can do your business, you can leave it and come back. It's still making money for you, it's still functioning and all that. But automation sounds like job loss as well to many parents that may not understand. You explain to a Nigerian mother, for instance, that a child learning, let's say you have something like Zoho Flow. A child learning Zoho Flow is actually safer than a child that is just Instagram. How do you explain to this mother or father that doesn't know better?
All right. So automation is the new way of doing business. Number one, we are also trying to ensure that when you are sleeping, your business is running itself. Now, when you do more business, you make more money. When you make more money, you employ people. When you employ more people, you reach a wider range of customers. So when you automate your processes, you provide the genuine and good quality to many, many more people. So instead of catering to people only in Lagos State, if you automate your processes and you go digital, you can cater to at least maybe 10 to 15 this country. Those are people that will not necessarily have encounter with you if your business and your processes is still manual, right? So when we tell people that, okay, technology is coming to take over your job, we are just empowering you to do your business better, create more value in the market, and be more involved in the economic development of the
Statistics show, and according to Zoho, you power like 750,000 plus companies globally. That's the statistics we have before us. And in Nigeria, the SME penetration is still low. And SMEs are the ones that are having like 90% of the Nigerian businesses. So opportunity gap is still very massive. And that's what I want to know now. What is causing this? Or simply put, what's the level of response and usage of technology which a company like yours offers, or any other company, tech company, by the way? What's the response of the SMEs in Nigeria or the people of Nigeria to this? Because the revolution cannot be complete except the people have a total buy-in. How would you describe
Yes.
the buy-in of the Nigerian populace, especially the businesses?
I would say it's a process thing. It's a
Mm,
process. So I don't believe to get to a destination. I
mm,
believe in a process. Step one, step two, step three. Right now, a lot of Nigerian business owners are currently using messaging platform like WhatsApp to sell their business. A
mm,
lot of people are using Instagram to do their market and all of those things. Some people don't even have physical store. What they have is Instagram shop and then WhatsApp to do their business.
yeah.
And I tell people, when you do these things, you're already using technology.
Mm,
Now, what we bring from is the standardization of that business, where we now help you put structures in place, put your marketing in place, your sales in place, your finance in place, your projects in place. And the adoption rate in Nigeria is impressive. I mean, we are not there yet because over 50 or 40 million Nigerian business owners are SMEs,
mm.
right? So hoping that one day we'll be able to reach all of them. And that is why we are trying our best. We priced, I mean, from Zoe perspective, we priced our products in local currency in Naira. So you are not perfect fluctuation, right? We do a lot of training. We conduct events to educate business owners in this country, across the country, both in Nigeria, both in Lagos, Abuja, and Kano, even Port
But who
Harcourt.
should be at the vanguard of trying to get Nigerians to have this buy-in? Should it be the
I
tech
think,
companies or the government or the media or the, where do you think it should generate from, first of all, that can have a better coverage?
well, I think it's a partnership thing. It's not going to be government alone, right? And it's not going to be the private sector alone. The government have the reach, you have the software. So it's a collaboration between the two. And we also need the media to speak more on the bit of going digital, right? So that the buyers and the concerns that a lot of business owners have in this country can be probably cleared out. So a combination of all of these mediums. So we have the technology, we as a technology company, we are ready to partner with anybody, SMEs or even NGOs that will take this software to them and educate them. And the government should empower to encourage those kind of conversation as well.
Well, when I hear things like this, I jump on them. Now, what can us like voice of the people right now? What if we organize something like enlightenment program, an educational program where you can tell the youths the opportunities that are bound in tech and help them start something, for instance, an empowerment kind of thing where you educate them, tell them the things that we are struggling on air, because we may not be able to cover all that. Will you come or send your team to come and educate the youths? Can we have that from you?
Absolutely. Those are the things that
You're
gives me
committing
joy.
yourself now, Ken. Because we
Yes,
will
yeah.
do it. That's what we like here. We call people, tell them there are opportunities here, and we get people to come and talk with them. Will you do?
Yes, I'm telling you right now. Those are the
Okay.
things that we do. We're already doing them anyways.
Okay.
So I mean, we are open. Those things gives me joy because we also need to the community, and
Hmm.
giving back is empowering them.
Yeah.
The kind of empowerment program that they need to be able to, they will say, don't give somebody fish, you rather teach them how to fish,
Hmm.
right? I would rather that fish so you can fish and teach other people, and everybody will have to be able to stand on themselves. So yes, we are open to those partnership and collaboration
Okay.
right now.
So after the program, we'll be talking about, because it's very dear to my heart as well. Giving back to society is also very dear to my heart, and people who are listening to us right now will be interested in that. But a final question I'd like to ask you:
Yeah.
a curriculum for Nigerian universities as a Zoho Tech tech executive to make graduates job ready in months, what models would you say are non-negotiable? What things will you put there as the ingredients of this curriculum? Because our curriculum, people say, is outdated. There's nothing to absorb the kind of learning that we are having now technology wise, even from the secondary school and all that. But for the university, what kind of model will be non-negotiable? What kind of things will be non-negotiable if you are preparing that curriculum?
I think what will be non-negotiable is going to be the practical hands-on experience.
Yeah.
I remember in my own secondary school days, we draw practicals on the board and you have to just it, So, but then I would like to have hands-on training, technical workshops, something that they can actually try by themselves. And the truth is, technology here, right? And also, I think we also need to empower our teachers across all sectors of education, starting from nursery to primary to secondary education. So, but if there's one thing that is not negotiable, it's going to be the practical hands-on training of all the mediums of technology.
Yeah, but is that not contradictory? Some people say with the age of technology, you don't have to do anything. You just click and ask one app to do this and that. So why do you put emphasis on hands-on training? Yeah.
Yeah, because we want to be the one developing the application. We don't just want to be the users of the application. We want Nigerians to localize and develop applications locally for Nigerian markets. So we develop it ourselves instead of just using it.
I like the way you put it. It reminds me of one of the apps that you have one. So we are talking to the Zoho one. The real Zoho one right now is Kenny. Anyway, a final word to the youths of our country. This one that you've given us the promise that do an empowerment program and invite people to come and hear you talk. We'll think about that and we'll get back to you and talk about those things. But for now, a final word for the youths of Nigeria as we close.
So my final word would be number one, you should not wait for the perfect condition before you start.
Yeah.
Right. So Nigeria has we have the power, we have the funding, we have the unemployment. But the generation also has something that is very unique. We are young, we are innovative, and we have access to knowledge. So do not wait. Opportunities today cannot come back tomorrow. It will be new opportunities tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to encourage you, I will encourage you to learn, solve problems, communicate better, sell, create, organize yourself, and adopt the use of technology for self-improvement and create more value. Look at what can you do to better condition of this country. Yeah. What can you do to change the narrative of the Nigerian story? What can you do? What value can you bring to the market today that will empower and encourage people to want to do better? So that would be my final parting words today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kende, for coming on the program this morning. It's always lovely to talk with us. We're hoping to hold you very tight for the other promise.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll talk about that after. Yeah, I know that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Okay. So we've been talking with Kende Ogundare. He is the country manager of Zoho Nigeria. We're talking about trends, tech trends in our country and how we can key into that. And once again, we'd like to apologize to the people who are listening to us right now because we started a little bit late and because we were having some technical issues. But these are the things that we were addressing on the program this morning. What are we going to do? What are the things that we need to put a structure to make sure that the tech trends will not leave us behind? The program still goes on. We still have about 10 minutes or so to talk to ourselves. And let's use this time to talk about the outreach that we have been talking about all the time. And we call for volunteers, we call for sponsors, we call for a lot of people who will make that a reality. So far, donations, I just got a donation from Joy Ochugo, 5,000 naira. We had Rufai gave his own widow's mite as well. We have Crystal Academy that sent in 10,000 naira. Syracuse sent in 10,000 naira. Michael Agu Okagbu sent in 10,000 naira. People want to send as well. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you that number that you're going to send that message or that money to. I'm also going to give you a number where you will see maybe the receipt will be lost here, so that when you send the money, and you send the receipt to that WhatsApp number, we know for a fact, because there will be a narration for that amount of money that you sent. Whether it is little, whether it's big, we will know. And then I'll also give you an email that you can reach me if you want of that program in whatever way, whether it's to provide something else or to give us money to make sure that that event is a success. Okay, so let's start from the account number that you're going to send that money to. The account number is 200408929. It's a Zenith Bank account and it's got my name on it. 200408929. When you send the receipt to this number I'm going to give you, 070 344 7604. 070 344 03604. That's the number. It's a number that you send the receipt to, so that I get to know, or you just send a WhatsApp message, I sent money, so that somebody who just sees me and wants to send me money to eat granite, I will not mix it with the with whatever money is being sent for the outreach. Whatever is sent for the outreach must go to the outreach, and I'm sure at the end of the day, I will have a lot of money also to spend on that. But that's not the question. The question is that let us not mix the money that is sent for the outreach for any other money that enters that account number or that account. Okay, so the number again is the number to send the money, 004089029. Zenith Bank, 20040899029. Whatever you feel you can send to that number, that account number, that Zenith account number, and it has my name on it, so you will know it went to the right place. And then if you're sending the receipt credited that account, send it to 070 344 73604. 070 344 73604. That's a WhatsApp number you send the narration to, you send the receipt to. We get to know, and then we'll write your name among the other people who have already sent their donations to us. Whether big, whether small, we welcome everything. Also, you might just want to buy whatever we need. We'll like to do sugar tests. So there are strips that come. Sometimes they come in 25, others come in 50. So you might just decide to buy one of those packs of 50 or 25. Or you might decide to buy 10, however the Spirit touches you. Not the Spirit that touched the Senate President, but the true Spirit of God touches you, and you want to buy those things for us. You can go ahead, but let us know that one has been, so that if we have a particular number in mind that we want to have, and then we already are targeting it, we know what else. If you have bought 20, for instance, we know that this amount is left, and when we're doing our budgets, we know what to do forward. You might decide to say that on that day, in case we need emergency transportation to go anywhere, you will give your car to be on standby for that. You could decide to say, I'm going to give you canopy at that event. You could decide to say, I'm going to give you chairs for that event. You could decide also to say that I'm going to feed the doctors that are going to come that day, or the support staff, or both. Okay, so, or I'm going to take one doctor and feed, another person says I'm going to take another doctor and feed, and all that. Our dear Dr. Charles be there, Charles Adeogun, that always comes on the show. Last week we also had Dr. Inyang, who said that he was going to be a part of the show or that event that day, and so many other doctors. Also have a physiotherapist that has volunteered to be here. Would like to see the physiotherapist. I think when we meet with the doctor this week, we're going to tell you a date. Volunteers will have to come and let us talk one-on-one, and then know how we're going to do it. Are we going to have a booth for a physiotherapist to do her thing, or just use him or her for some other things and all that. Let's decide on those things and know what we are going to do. So we also need things like because you might have an extra one at home and you want to bring it to us, and then you can go ahead and do that and just bring it to us for that day. We'll borrow it for that day, and after that we'll give it back to you. Or a weighing scale. You want to give us a weighing scale. We want to have your weight. We want to have your blood pressure. We want to have your level, and then you will consult with the doctor. The doctors will be there. You consult with them. They tell you what they think is wrong with you, prescribe some drugs for you, or tell you the kind of test that you need to do to really ascertain what is wrong with you and all that. There are things we cannot say on air when we're talking with the doctor. He just tells you it could be this, but when it comes to medication, he will never tell you on air. It is not ethical for him to do that. But on that day, you have the opportunity to meet with them one-on-one. So you want to sponsor us, send your token, whatever it is. It could be ₦1 million if you want. We will need up to that anyway. So you could send 2004089 29 2004089 bank account, and send your receipt to 070 344 73604 070 344 704. You will send your receipt there. But if you want to send us a message, maybe you're a volunteer or you have already bought something, if you don't want to use the WhatsApp line that I just receipts to, you can send it to tingalul@gmail.com. That is tingalul@gmail.com. tingalul@gmail.com. tingalul74. Don't forget to add 74. tingalul74@gmail.com. But remember, that outreach is supposed to be on the 27th of June 2026. That is the final or the last Saturday this month. I'm hoping that if you attend the event, you will not be attending the event as someone who is ill. You can attend the event maybe for us to meet and greet and shake hands. But for the people who will need the doctors, we hope that we can do that for them. Okay, thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on the program this morning. It was a pleasure. We're going to meet again tomorrow, and let God keep us alive till then. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Thanks for being there.